Welcome to my live stream. Kate B here. How can you hear me? Welcome, Kate B. I'm gonna cook dinner at my kitchen today. The live stream is gonna be cooking, my cooking tips, what I'm cooking, what we eat, and about life, and especially how I'm coping with stress of May. Yes, May is a very stressful month. And maybe you cannot notice. If you're here, say hi. Don't be shy. Drop me a line if you can hear me well. Tell me if you can see me well. So today we're going to cook. One of my coping mechanisms in the chaos of May as a month, because it's very busy, a lot going on in May, and I just need to survive. My calendar is full of events and full of planned activities. So in order to breathe and survive, I have lots of coping mechanisms, and one of them is just to cook as relaxation, cook healthy meals, cook something that I don't just grab because I'm stressed and I'm in a hurry. Cook something good for your body. So we're going to cook chicken breast. It's lean protein. We have lots of greens in my kitchen. I showed you before how I store my greens. This is my dill, and this is my parsley. I'm going to use dill and parsley today. So, and I have mixed mushrooms, fresh mixed mushrooms. I have sliced onions. I already sliced my onions. I have cheese. I grated my cheese. It's a couple of different cheeses. And for the salad today, I'm going to cook what we call the Korean style carrot. So today's salad is going to be Korean style carrots. So my philosophy when you're busy, when you're stressed, my philosophy is to get good night's sleep every day, because your body needs restoration after a long day of stress. And I'm telling you, I'm somewhat a perfectionist. I'm trying to be on time. I'm trying to do things 100%. If they're not 105, I'm happy with 100%, but I'm not happy with less than 80%. So I put a lot of stress on myself, and I have high expectations from how things should work. And of course, to keep up with all this, with all this everyday crazy routines, we need to eat healthy. So my philosophy is to eat lean protein and lots of vegetables, lots of fiber every day. Less carbs. You still eat carbs, but eat carbs in the morning, and try to move around. Try to go for a walk. Try to do something for your body. Try to not just to lay down. Just try to stay active. I go to Zumba class twice a week, and it helps me a lot to curb my anxieties. It helps me a lot to curb my stress, to feel more energized, and to feel like I can do it all. So today we're cooking chicken breasts, and we're gonna golden them up in the frying pan first, and then we're gonna bake them with mushrooms and cheese on top. Mushrooms, cheese, and greens. So I'm gonna cook with you, and I'm gonna talk about what's going on in May and why May is such a busy month. Okay, so I won't start with, okay. While I'm gonna, first I try to cook my meat. As soon as I put my meat in the oven, I can cook the salad, because the salad will take about 15 minutes to cook. My Korean carrot salad. And I start with meat. So what I'm gonna do with meat, I'm going to pound my meat. I bought I bought the chicken breasts, but they were already pre-cut for me into thin slices. If you have regular chicken breasts, I would suggest you slice them thinly like that, so it's more tender and it's easy to cook this way. So I'm covering, hold on. I'm a little bit lost today. Hi, Lenочка. Hello from New Jersey. What spice put in carrot salad? Okay, I'll show you. I'm making a Korean style carrot. I buy my seasoning from the Russian deli store. This is like already pre-made for you. It's called приправа для корейской морковки острая. So all the ingredients are here, but if you don't have a pre-packed seasoning for, see, this is my Korean salad. If you don't pre-packed seasoning, it's pretty much, you know, probably red pepper, red chili pepper, and what it says here. It's probably some cumin, it's probably some coriander, curcuma, like all this good spices. So, but before I start my salad, I like to cook my meat first. And for my meat, I'm going to pound my chicken breast. So I didn't tell you why I feel so stressed. So May is usually the end of the school. The girls are out of school on May 23rd and May 24th. Stella is in 5th grade, so she's graduating elementary school, and they're gonna have some time of party or a little concert they put for the parents, but I'm not gonna worry about that because it's at the end of the month. We're still in the beginning of May, so my calendar is starting to get full because there are a lot of doctor's appointments in May for me, my dad. I need the teeth cleaning appointments, so it happened that a lot of appointments happened in May. This week at school, both of my girls' schools, they have Teachers Appreciation Week. Every day they had to do little surprises for the teachers, but on Friday we have to bring something for the teachers, like a little gift. And I usually ask my older daughter how many teachers she wants to give gift to, and I ask my little one, and we usually come up with a little gift card and chocolates. So this week I'm planning teacher's gift. We haven't bought anything yet. That's how I pound my meat, so it doesn't splash in your face. I use this little mallet. You call it mallet. So you pretty much use this mallet to tenderize the meat, like that. So this week is Teachers Appreciation Week. At the end of the week, for the weekend, we're going to the seaside, to our beloved Gulf of Mexico, to Sarasota to meet with friends. And this coming weekend, it's going to be Mother's Day. Mother's Day is celebrated on 11th of May, on Sunday. And if we go back 15 years ago, I was still pregnant with my daughter. My due date wasn't until June 6th, but my beautiful daughter who made me mom, she was born on May 15th. So I remember the Mother's Day when we went to visit a friend, and she happened to have her birthday on May 10th. And she had her mom over, and they celebrated both happy birthday and Mom's Weekend. And they would tell me, since I'm pregnant, I can celebrate Mom's Day too, because I'm almost a mom. So that was the mom's. So it's a very memorable day for me, because the Mom's Weekend back in 2009 was the last time I wasn't a mom. And it's an interesting, because my daughter was supposed to be born on June 6th, but she was born on May 15th. So 5 days later, after the Mother's Day in 2009, I became a mom. And this year, it's a fun date because May 15th, and my daughter is going to be 15. She's turning 15. So we're celebrating her birthday a little earlier because we have friends flying from a different state to meet us at the Gulf of Mexico. Lenочka from New Jersey, can you tell me if you can hear me well, if the sound is okay? Because I'm pounding my meat and I don't want to scream and I don't want to talk too quiet. Okay, so me and my friend, we celebrated Mother's Day last year. We went to a nice restaurant and we hang out by the pool in the nice hotel together. So this year, since it's the last weekend before my daughter's birthday, her birthday is going to be on May 15th, next Wednesday, we decided to meet during the weekend and go to Sarasota together. So the girls hang out. Our daughters are teenagers. They hang out. They love to hang out together. And me and my friend, we're going to go to the spa. We're going to get like some pedicures together. We plan to go shopping. We plan to go to the seaside. So stay tuned because I'm going to take you with me to Sarasota. I did some of my live streams from my favorite beach in Sarasota, Lido Beach. And there is beautiful shopping area, Center Mont Circle. So that's our place we love to be. And this time we're staying in a gorgeous Westin hotel, which overlooks Marina. So I'm excited to go for the weekend. And this is going to happen this weekend. I also am taking my daughter for a fancy manicure. Of course, she's 15. And also we're going to shop for her birthday gifts Saturday and Sunday while we're in Sarasota. So I'm very excited about that. So I pounded my meat. I probably should have put my seasoning on the meat before I pounded, but it's okay. You can still put your seasoning after you pound your meat. I'm using, this is like Mrs. Dash. It's very similar. It's organic, no salt seasoning, and it's pretty much has all kind of you know, dry ingredients like you usually use, like onion, probably garlic. I like it because I'm watching my salt intakes and I like that this doesn't have salt, so I'm not afraid to salt my dishes too much. Okay, this is how much I put, and I put one on top of each other. So they all get a little bit of seasoning. And I put one little on the top. Okay. So this is going to be my seasoned meat. And again, I'm going to golden it up in the frying pan. And after I golden my meat, I'm going to put it in the baking sheet. And I'm going to bake it at 375. So I have to start my oven in advance so it can warm up by the time I golden up my meat. Okay, I'm taking you here so we can fry the meat. And then for on top of my chicken, I'm gonna fry some mushrooms with onions, and after it's gonna bake for about 15 minutes. At the end, I'm gonna add some cheese on the top. It's gonna be very, very delicious. Okay, I put about 3 tablespoons of olive oil. I wanted to show you this olive oil. We buy it at Costco. This is 3-liter bottle, like it's 3 liter. 5 point. Okay, it's like three quarters. Yeah, it's like 3 liter. But anyways, what I'm trying to say, I'm gonna be upset about something. When we first started to shop at Costco about 12 years ago, when my daughter was about 3 years, we started to shop at Costco. This 6 liters of this oil or olive was $26. Now, when I shop at Costco, 6 liters of olive oil is $57. It's insane. But this is the only olive oil we use, and I probably buy it every 3 months. So 6 liters in 3 months. We're using a lot of olive oils because every day we eat some kind of salad, and I cook with this oil, and I just like to use this olive oil. Anyways, I'm going to fry my chicken, and I'm going to tell you more about May activities. So at work, this is the end of the fiscal year. So we make sure we pay all the invoices, we pay all the vendors. I work in library acquisitions. And during the end of the fiscal year, we make sure we pay for all our materials in this fiscal year. So people like grants who chose materials for a particular program at the university, they have to pick the materials before the end of the fiscal year. Actually, they had to be done by end of April. And we placed all our orders. And if our orders arrive before June 1st, we have to pay for them this fiscal year because the new fiscal year starts on July 1st. So May is going to be very busy because at some point in June, we stop paying because the budget is, depleting. The money is going away. So we want to be very careful to account for all the materials, to notice all the invoices, to make sure nothing has been missed. And this is a very busy time in my library where I work. So at work, I'm dealing with some sort of pressure too. And also, last week I have a new experience. I had to lay off some student workers who were under my supervision. My other colleague who was in charge of the student workers, he hired them, and I was a part of the hiring committee. I helped him hire the best student workers. They only had like 10, 15, or 20 hours per week. No, they're only allowed to work up to 20 hours for 2 weeks. So I think most of them had about 10 or 12 hours per week schedules. And when we hired them, I didn't realize I'm going to be their supervisor at some point because my colleague, he got promoted. And the 3 of the student assistants became under my supervision. So for the past 3 or 4 months, I've been dealing with their schedules. I've been making sure that I give them, projects to work on. And I signed their timesheets. I made sure, they report to me with any problems. And they helped in the library-wide project, so I made sure I trained them properly. So it was a very busy time. But at some point, when the project was done, I was asked to lay them off. We don't need students, workers anymore. And I had to let them go. And of course, it's very unpleasant job. Okay. Just a second. Okay. I only brown up my meat a little bit. I don't cook it. I only brown it on each side for about 3-4 minutes because my oven is being heated. So the meat doesn't need to be cooked. I just like to have a little bit of golden crust on it before I put it for baking. So I had to let people go, and they were good students. They did good job for me, and they were very responsible. They would come on time. They would deal with all the projects I gave them. They were nice. They were very polite and everything. I never had problems with them. But when I needed to reach them, it was a spring break, actually it wasn't a spring break. It was a break between semesters because the spring semester was over. And now it's a break between semesters. Summer semester hasn't started yet. It's going to start on May 13th, next week. So this 2 week it's a break. So students were not scheduled to work. So you pretty much have to terminate them, to make them resign during their break when they're not even at work. So, and I had to do it for 3 students. And for one of the students, I went to a different department and I asked if they can use one of my best students in the other department, and I could just do a transfer instead of just laying her off. But the other 2 students I had to lay off. So I didn't have problems to lay off one of the students, because she said she's going to be away for the summer. She doesn't have lodging around the university anymore. She's not taking any classes in summer. She's going to be back and forth. So I told her I'll keep in touch about the fall hours. But since we didn't have any more hours for students for employment, I reached out to her by a text message telling her that I'm sending these big emails with the new developments in our department. Unfortunately, we have to let you go, blah, blah, blah. And she replied that it's okay. She's going to sign the paperwork. And I've been waiting and waiting. And of course, she's at her break. She went home. She doesn't, probably wants to go to her email. I had to wait for a couple of days. And then she wouldn't reply to me. She wouldn't sign the papers. And I had to go back and forth with the HR asking how to do it properly. And it appears that I could sign her resignation form on her behalf. So I just did it. With another student, I had a little bit of a problem because I reached out. She wouldn't reply to me. But while I was at the important meeting, she would stop by to talk to me in person, and I wasn't there. So she felt like I'm trying to escape and not talk to her in person. And I would just, send her a little text message asking her if she read my email. And she said, yeah, she read my email, but she wants to stop by. And the next day, the building was closing earlier for other big meeting, like big library-wide meeting. So I couldn't meet her next day. And the other day on Friday, we had to go to Kennedy Space Center as a field trip. So I wasn't there. And it felt like I'm avoiding her. So she kept texting me that she doesn't know what is this email about, why she's getting laid off. It came unexpectedly to her. She wants to talk to me. And I felt so bad because, I know she did a good job. I know she was trying to get some hours for the summer to work in the library. But at the end of the day, we couldn't give her any more projects. We didn't have a lot of tasks. And that's why, we kind of told them, hey, guys, it's summer break. You can take a break and try to find a job in the different departments. And for God's sake, she was working last couple of weeks with, okay. So what I'm doing, my oven just beeped that it's heated up. So I'm going to spray. This is my baking tray. I'm going to spray my baking tray because I already used some olive oil to fry my chicken. So I don't want to fry it more. So I'm using this olive oil spray just to spray my baking sheet. And I'm going to put my chicken inside the baking sheet. So she wasn't too upset or anything. She just wouldn't, move forward. And I kind of wanted to finish it last week because I didn't want it to drag this week. And it's a lot of other steps I needed to take about deactivating their computer accounts, about deactivating their permissions to databases, to our library systems and stuff like that. So I wanted to proceed with the paperwork and everything last week. She wouldn't reply. She would insist she would want to come and talk to me in person and stuff like that. And unfortunately, I told her that I can't meet her in person. And she doesn't need to sign the paper if she doesn't want to. She just needs to send me a quick, brief message that she acknowledges the information and she understands. And that would be kind of my backup if they ask me why she wouldn't sign. Because I think they have a labor law in Florida that people can be terminated without explanation, without reason. I know it can sound brutal, but in this case, if she only worked 5 hours per week. The last 2 weeks, I know they're in finals, they work less. Sometimes they miss their shifts and stuff like that. So she probably worked about 7 hours a week. And it didn't seem like she was very interested in that job. So I didn't understand she's going to have so much trouble with, acknowledging that we kind of get rid of them. So I felt a little awkward, and I felt a little, nervous because, she wouldn't sign the paperwork, but at least, she sent me a message that she understands and she acknowledges the information I provided in the email, just telling that we're terminating the students. Okay, I'm talking too much. See, that bothered me. Last week, it bothered me at all. I stressed a lot because some tasks at work are very unpleasant. But to tell you the truth, it's just a way of coping with it. Just get it done. Don't take it personally. I didn't have any quarrels, or I didn't fire her for some bad behavior, or I didn't fire her for incompetence or any bad work. It was just, that we didn't need any more student workers' help. But I'm taking everything to my heart, too close to my heart. So I've been stressing until I get to talk to her by text messaging, and until she agreed that I can let her go and she'll be okay with that. And if she needs, how you put it mildly, if she needs any recommendations or references, I will be willing to tell the best things about her. If she goes to work in the other departments of the library, I will be more than happy to provide her great reference so she can be hired somewhere else before she graduates. Okay. Now I'm going to fry some mushrooms, because I'm going to put mushrooms up on the top of my chicken. And of course, I like to fry them a little bit too. And I'm frying some onions first, and then I'm put my mushrooms and I put it on the top of my chicken breast. Give me a second. I need to wash my hands real quick. Okay. Thank you. So that week was done, and we are in May. Of course, May is going to be very busy. This week I'm going to be very busy. What we're doing next week? At the end of the school year, it's also the end of the gymnastics seasons, and every year our gymnastics organization, it's a special organization that supports the team. We do a lot of fundraisers, and we kind of help kids raise funds for towards competition fees, towards gymnastics outfits and stuff like that. So every year, this organization holds a banquet. And during the banquet, they tell about all the achievements the girls, all the achievements and all the good competition scores they got during the season. And it's some sort of celebration of the team. Parents and kids dress up, they hire music, they get the catering, the food, they rent a nice facility, nice ballroom, and it's just it's a fun activity. It's a fun banquet, and usually this banquet is before the school ends. And this year the banquet is going to be on May 19th, so it's not this upcoming weekend; it's the weekend after May 19th. Besides that, on May 17th and 18th every year, me and my husband go to a special charity event. And we always have this conflict when we have to go to this charity event. It's called Wine Quest. It supports people with different conditions to get integrated into society, to get some kind of training, to get meaningful living jobs. So it's a big quest organization that helps families with kids with disabilities, kids and adults and young adults. and it's very good cause. And we try to go every year because this charity event is called Wine Quest, and it's an opportunity to, on Friday night, it's usually a wine tasting event, and it's less formal. You meet like with people, you socialize, you try different wines. A lot of good companies sponsor the good cause, the event, to raise money, to raise funds towards this Quest organization. So it's a very fun event. And of course, we dress up, we go on Friday night, and then the next day on Saturday night, we also go for sit-down dinner. It's more formal when they raise money, when they have silent auctions. So it's a fun event to attend. And of course, there are my husband's partners from his firm. My husband's sometimes, my husband passed the tickets to the clients who sit at our table. So it's an interesting event where you can see people supporting a really great cause. And on Saturday night, because it's a seated dinner, you always dress a little more formal. I usually put my hair nicely, and I use, my nice dress, my go-out dress. So all of a sudden on Saturday, my daughter was invited to a birthday party, and it's really my younger daughter, and it's a really fun birthday party. Okay, we're not there that weekend yet. Before that weekend, my daughter's birthday is on Wednesday. My older daughter's birthday, who's turning 15, is on Wednesday 15th. So on May 15th, she's planning to go and get her permit for being a driver. Okay, so I'm showing you how I saute some mushrooms with onions, and these mushrooms and onions will go over my chicken. I just put it nicely. Oh, no. This is such a heavy pan. I put it nicely over my chicken. Okay, it already smells so good. I think while I was talking and cooking, I forgot to put salt on my chicken, so I can always salt it a little bit now. I'll put salt and pepper before I start baking it. Just a sec. Oops, sorry. Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Something doesn't hold up. Just a sec. Keep falling. I have 2 viewers. It's already sizzling and smells so good. Okay. While it's cooking, I'm gonna prep my greens. So this is salt and pepper, and my oven is already hot. So I'm going to cover it with the foil paper, and at the end, when I put it for 15 minutes, and at the end, I'm gonna put my cheese to melt. And after I put my cheese to melt, I will get this foil off. But for now, I'm going to put the foil paper over my chicken. So it's gonna bake and keep the juices in. Because usually when you cook them, chicken breast, it tends to be dry. I didn't marinate this particular one. I'm just cooking it fresh. But hopefully, because I tenderize it and I put some seasoning, hope it keeps the juices in. Okay, I'm gonna start my timer, 15 minutes. And I'm gonna get my greens. I'm gonna chop some parsley. I'm going to chop some dill, and I'm going to cook my carrot salad. And the carrot salad will involve frying some onions too. So I will need to wash this frying pan real quick. I'm here. Okay, so for my daughter's birthday, it's a big celebration because she's getting her driving permit. And of course, the day before, I usually decorate the house. I usually decorate the kitchen area where I wrap all her gifts and I put all her gifts on the table. So I'm planning to do it next Tuesday. Also, my daughter's big brother, my stepson, is going to be in town visiting this week. And for my daughter's birthday, and I'm excited to have him for 8 days. Because he and my husband, they like to go to rock festival, and rock festival is taking place in Rose Black Buena. Elena and Boris, from which area in New Jersey you are? I'm in Jersey City. Oh, Rose Black Buena, welcome. Я забыла, как вас зовут. Напомните мне, пожалуйста. Rose Black Buena. Я вас, наверное, перепутала with Pink Panther. Честно говоря, я забыла, как вас зовут. Напомните. Очень приятно вас видеть. Заходите, мы готовим кушать. Сегодня морковка по-корейски, салат из морковки по-корейски. И для этого я поджарю лучок. I'm gonna fry some onions for my Korean style carrot salad. And I already put my chicken in the oven. Today's chicken breast with mushrooms and cheese. Okay. Okay, so where did I stop? I have my stepson visiting because he wants to celebrate his sister's birthday with us. And I'm so happy he's going to be in town. And he and his dad are big fans of rock music. I'm not a fan of rock music. That's why I don't like to go to the rock festival. But I let the boys do their things. We girls, we're going to Sarasota to do our things this weekend. So we kind of agreed. And then on next week, we're probably, as a family, on 15th, we're probably going to go out as a family to some nice restaurant, whatever Zoe wants to do. She wants to do her shopping for her birthday, but that's what we're doing previous weekend. So that weekend going to be busy. And then it's going to be Wine Quest weekend. And Stella has a birthday. The same day, we're going to the charity event. I usually try to take my time to put my makeup, to put my hair. Okay, what we're doing for... Okay, what we're doing for the salad. I only have 15 minutes before I have to put my cheese on the chicken, so I better get moving here. Okay, where is my чеснокодавка? I'm using the smasher for my garlic. People, where is my чеснокодавка? I thought I had it. Okay, it's right here. Okay, not ready. Here is my чеснокодавка. We also use olive oil. Pure oil usually used for frying, and extra virgin olive oil for salad. Yes, extra virgin oil. Sometimes we use avocado oil. Yes, Lenочка, I love avocado oil. I found one in Aldi, and it's pretty good. It's relatively cheap, you know. So here I'm using. I use probably, this shredded carrot. It's about 400 grams, like it's a pound of shredded carrot, and I probably use 3 big garlic cloves, 3, because we love garlic. Garlic is really good for you. Okay, see, I put garlic in here, and I told you this one, the whole bag is for 1 kilogram. But because I only had 1 pound, it's like around half of the kilogram. I only use half of this. I'm from Fair Lawn. I don't know where is Fair Lawn, but I have someone from my family living in Haddonfield. I think it's like on the other side from you, Lena. Do you know where is Haddonfield? So I use just a half of this pack and like half of this, because this is for 1 kilogram and I only use half a kilogram. And I use white vinegar for this salad. I use 3 big tablespoons Phelan. I'll look on the map. Where is Phelan? I don't know. I haven't been to Jersey. Okay, I'm using 3 tablespoons of white vinegar for this Korean carrot salad. 3. Okay, maybe I used 3.5 because I spilled a little over 1 spoon. And that's okay because it's not going to be bad. And because, you know, I'm trying to use the glove to smash I have cooking gloves. Usually I cook without gloves, but in this case, because it's garlic and it's garlic and it's vinegar, you know, it can burn sometimes. It can burn your skin. So I'm going to use this cooking gloves to mash my salad. Real good. Because вы должны пожамкать эту морковку. О, опять вы упали. I'm sorry. Today something wrong with my phone holder. Okay, морковку надо хорошо пожамкать. And for this one, I'm going to use, at the end, I'm going to use a little bit of cilantro on the top to give it like nice and fresh. Okay. But you can always do your own measurements if you like a little more. I think I didn't put, I told you I put 3 tablespoons, but maybe I put more than 3. Maybe I put 5 tablespoons because I kind of feel like it's not enough. It's not enough vinegar. And if you use this spice, you don't need to salt it anymore. But if you don't use the spice, of course, use cumin, coriander, cayenne pepper. You can use paprika. Use whatever spices you love in your family. Use curcuma. Use the, what you use, curcuma. What is this? Use zira if you want. So anything will do. Okay. Okay. And I already cubed my onions for this salad. So I'm going to fry this onion. I'm going to fry this onion in the frying pan because I need this onion to get gold, but not too, you know, dark. Just golden it up. Okay. Let me wash my hands. I hate working in gloves, but this time I think I had something around my nails. I need a manicure, and I was afraid that because of the garlic and vinegar, it's gonna burn my cuticles. So I didn't want to. So what else? So that's my big week for my daughter's birthday. And then my other young daughter, she was invited to a birthday party on Saturday, May 18th. So on May 18th, I have to take her to a birthday party, but I have a conflict. This birthday party is pretty far. And these days, you know, people come up with very fun ideas. So this is going to be yoga with goats. So apparently we have like a little petting zoo or a little farm where they have goats. And for the kids' birthday parties, they invite kids to do like a yoga. They hang out around goats. They sit down, do some fun. I don't know. I don't even know what it is. They just sent us an invitation and it said yoga with the goats. Yes, it is a nice town, green and quiet, good school. I love morkovka, but lazy to cook. Oh, Rose Black Buena. I was just explaining that I found that cooking is my is my coping mechanism to release the stress, to quiet down, to slow down, not to feel pressure about busy schedule in May. And I found that, you know, like doing something with your hands, whether it's like folding the laundry, cleaning the kitchen, or doing like something, it helps to take that edge off your mind and curbs the anxiety for me, because I'm a very anxious person. I can burn out. I can, you know, snap and scream at someone. So in order to just calm myself down, to get grounded, I'm cooking, I'm taking things easy, I'm cleaning. If you see me cleaning in the kitchen 3 times, if the kitchen is clean but I'm still cleaning, that means I'm nervous. That means I'm anxious and I need to take this edge off. So, see, for some reason, oh my gosh, if you have gas stove, you're the luckiest person on earth. I have this electric stove and I've been having it for like the past 18 years I live here. But sometimes, you know, this electric stove has a mind of its own. Sometimes it's too hot. Sometimes it's not hot enough. Sometimes it doesn't regulate properly with the knobs. So if you have gas stove, it's so much better, so much more straightforward. But unfortunately, we don't have gas here in Florida. We all have, maybe they do have some in some other areas. But here in Orlando, it's hard to find a house with a gas stove. So I'm managing with my electric stove. So for this one, I probably use 4 or 5 spoons of olive oil, because you use this heated oil with onions to pour over your carrot. And that's what gives the carrot the special marinade. And that gives the carrot the soft but crunchy taste. So I really like that recipe because it's easy. Like now, if I cook it, it's ready to be eaten in 30 minutes. So it marinates with the seasoning and the garlic and vinegar. But on top of it, the hot olive oil and the browned onion makes your salad nice and tasty. Корейская морковка по-корейски. So, what I'm gonna do about the birthday party? My dad doesn't drive too far. He only drives here in town, helping bring my kids to their gymnastics. So my dad cannot drive that far to a birthday party. So I can go and drop my kid off for the birthday party, because it takes an hour for the goat yoga, and then it's probably going to be a cake ceremony, and like they're going to eat pizza and stuff like that. So it's probably take 2 hours. But I have to be back home to get ready for my event. The event starts at 6. So I can't really stay there for the whole birthday party. So I plan to drop her off, and I talked to another mom, my fellow mom of a gymnast from the same club. Okay, here is my carrot, here is my onion, and here is the boiling olive oil. Oh, nice. Nice and hot. Nice and hot. All right. And now you vigorously mix everything up. That's it. That's the salad. And on the top, I'm going to chop some fresh cilantro. Кинзадзу. Кинзадзу хорошо мешайте вот так в конце, чтобы это масло хорошо эту морковку пропитало. Очень вкусно. Очень вкусно. А пахнет как ароматно. Oh, it smells so good. Сочетание чеснока и этого, сочетание чеснока и уксуса, это просто меня... I love it. I love it. The smell of garlic and the vinegar is the best combination. It smells so good. Okay. So my stove is calling me. It's been 15 minutes since our chicken was in. So I'm gonna stop the timer. I'm gonna be very careful taking my chicken out. Okay. Look at this. This glove. Okay, dismiss. I have an alarm. It tells me to take out some frozen meat out of the freezer. So what you do to cope with the stress? First of all, you have to be very organized. Don't rely on your memory. Put everything like, see, I had an alarm because I'm going to forget to take my meat out. And tomorrow I want to cook some chicken wings. So I have to take my chicken wings out of the freezer tonight. So I put the alarm. Your phone is your best friend. It has alarms for everything, and it has calendar. And when you put stuff on the calendar, you can put the reminder a day before, 2 days before, 30 minutes before, 1 hour before, whatever you need. So I like to put a lot of reminders for every event I schedule on my calendar. Okay, this one I bought in Alaska. It's a very good oven glove. And this one, you can tell it's from Christmas, but who cares? It does the job. So here you go. My meat smells delicious. Okay, my meat smells really good. I need to be very careful so not to burn myself. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's sizzling. Smells delicious. I can smell black pepper. I can smell all kinds of mushrooms. So here is my cheese. And I'm going to pour, I'm not going to use the whole cheese. I grated too much, but I'm going to, look how pretty is that. I'm going to put a little bit on every breast. I have about 3 pieces, and of course they're large enough, so it's 5 of us, and everybody going to have a piece. My kids don't like mushrooms, but you know, they're not gonna know it's gonna be mushrooms there because I'm gonna just scrape the mushrooms off and give them the chicken breast underneath. It's gonna be nice and juicy. Okay, cheese. That's pretty much enough cheese. Beautiful. So in this case, we're not gonna cover it anymore because I like the cheese to get melted, and I like my cheese to get this brownish little how you call it, skin on the top, crunchy skin on the top. All right, let's go back to my salad. So the birthday party, and you know, I read a book by a Russian lady. She's a psychologist. She's a gestalt therapist, and I took some therapy from her. I paid for Skype therapy maybe like 4 years ago when I had like some issues. And she wrote a book. And she wrote a book that was called «Счастье сильнее страха». Happiness is stronger than the fear. And she suggested I read this book. And I said, oh, no, I don't want to read this book. Her kid was like severely sick. When, you know, he was born, he was diagnosed with some sort of bad condition. And she wrote the book how she coped with it over the years because, you know, in Russia, it was hard to give him chicken. Looks like Italian chicken marsala. Yes, Lenочka, you're right. It is. It's similar. My friend gave me the recipe and we discussed that, exactly that what you said, marsala. And because I'm going to add greens on the top, you're right. It's I don't think if chicken marsala uses some kind of sauce, because I don't use any sauce for that. I think seasoning and olive oil is sufficient in this case. And if people want to use the sauce, my husband likes to use hot sauce and everything, so I let him use that. But I should look it up because chicken marsala, it has a sauce for the mushrooms. You're right. I need to look it up, and maybe next time we can do sauce too. But thank you for reminding me that chicken marsala, exactly, because marsala uses mushrooms. So I'm gonna wash some greens and chop some greens for my salad, and I'm gonna put the salad. I'm going to put the salad to the fridge, so by the time it's ready to eat, it's going to be nice and crispy and cool down. So I'm gonna chop some greens now. I bought this nice fresh parsley, and I only have this little bit of dill left, but that will be enough. Like, I'm gonna chop it nicely, and after I take out, actually, oh my gosh, I didn't put the timer for my chicken. We don't want to keep it too long. I probably only need like 5 or 6 minutes so it doesn't get too dry. Hold on, guys. I put 4 minutes from now. See, when you do live stream and you cooking, you get distracted easily. You go blah blah blah, talking and talking and talking, and then okay. So I washed my greens. I used the towel to pat it dry. Pat it real good. Pat it dry real good. Okay, what did I do? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I washed the greens, and all of a sudden I started to dry a different bunch of greens. So this is the ones I washed. I got another fresh towel. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm losing my mind. See, that's why I'm stressed. So I'm like, so I do like that. I dry it with the towel so the water gets off the greens. And then I'm going to chop it. And my chicken gonna be ready very soon. After I'm taking it out of the oven, I just put the greens on top, and it's gonna be nice and good. Okay. So what I'm trying to say again, where I was. So, and I was reading that book, and it's not only about when you have kids with some sort of conditions or special needs kids. It's about life in general. Like, she was talking more about how she coped with her kid condition. Nerve heard on this town. Nerve heard of this town. Like, very busy month sounds like very busy month of May for you. Yes, very, very busy months. So, and, you know, I read the book and I was impressed. She was explaining what's going on, how your brain works psychologically to adapt, how you cope with things, and what you actually need to do to survive different situations. It's not only when your child is sick or has a condition. It's just in general to have the best quality of life, regardless your circumstances, regardless different life situations, regardless what happens to your immediate family member, to your loved ones. This teaches you how to cope and what you need to do to cope. And I read this book and I said how easy it was. Like, at first I was skeptical. I said, oh, it maybe doesn't apply to me because I don't raise a special need child. I don't raise special need child. But there was a great book. Never heard of this town. Haddonfield. Do I say it right? Haddonfield? Yeah, Haddonfield. Do I say it right? Yeah, I think I said it right. Have you heard of this town? You made me think. Let me look in my address book. I've never been to see my sister there, but I know it's a town in New Jersey. I still have an old style notebook with some addresses and some notes. Okay. Okay, my chicken is ready. So I'll look up the address next time, Lenочка, and I'll get back to you. Maybe I spelled it wrong. Maybe I said it wrong. Who knows? My chicken is ready. Timer. So it's probably too, because the whole prep thing and the whole bacon thing. It's probably took us about 35 minutes to cook this chicken breast. Oh, look at the crust. Oh, I think I could leave it even more for the cheese to get more crusty, but that's okay. I don't want the chicken to be too dry if it stays in the oven too long. So I'm going to use my chopped greens and just to garnish it with the greens. Смотрите, как красиво получается. We're so used to fresh greens, so I panic when I don't have parsley and dill. Like now I'm running out of dill, and I'm actually like panicking because I have to stop after work tomorrow just for dill, you know? And if you know how you stop just for milk or just for bread, it never works like that. If you get in the grocery store, all of a sudden you end up spending $50 on something you didn't plan to buy. So that's why I have dill, cilantro, and parsley all the time. Okay, so about that book again. So she was my therapist, and we talked a lot about anxieties. We talked a lot about exercises, which should I do to release my stress and don't expect too much of myself. If I forget to run the dishwasher, nothing gonna happen next day. You know, like the world is not going to fall apart if I don't clean my kitchen before going to bed, if I'm too tired, you know. And she said, like, a lot of the stresses I put on myself because I had so much high expectations from everything to be perfect. And she says, life is far from perfect. And she taught me, like, gradually how to cope with different situations, how to have, like, lower expectations. And you'd rather be surprised with how things turn out rather than being disappointed. And she did a great job, like, giving me this book, because I thought a lot of books they write, maybe it's not applicable to your situation, but because they have knowledge and because it was her personal experience, she could define between what she felt psychologically, how she could act about it, and how she could improve the quality of life, not only for herself, but for her family, because she had 2 other kids after this special need kid. And she got to experience she got to experience healthy kids, and she didn't want them to be suffering just because all the attention was on the special need kid. And how she balanced, and how she we're very the same age, like she was born probably a year younger than I am, and she knew what I was going through, like being, you know, a mother, being like full-time employee and stuff like that. So when I read that book, it was very good for me to understand how to cope with different situations. And she was talking a lot about like coping tools, coping mechanisms. Find something. It doesn't need to be universal. For somebody, it works just to take a nice bubble bath. For somebody, it works just to go for a walk. For some people, it works to read a book. For some people, helps to be in a quiet, confined space without seeing other people, without lots of stimulation. Some people like to go get distracted in the bar, you know, like with the noise and socializing. So she said, everybody's coping mechanism is so different, and you should understand that. Don't try to ask your friends what they do. They can suggest what they do, but it's not necessarily going to work for you. So find something that works for you. So for me, being like a nice bubble bath, I love like all aromatherapy. I love to go to spa. I love to be alone. I love to go for a walk. I love to do my vlog now. I love cooking. What else I love to do? I love to shop. I love window shopping, and nowadays it's not window shopping. You just go online. You basically just browse your favorite brand name, and you just look for patterns. You look for ideas. Like, I'm very visual. I love visual stimulation a lot. So find something, and for me, it's music. You know, I found this. I don't know if you heard about, but I just started to listen to it. It's called pen music, and I found this like very famous musician who plays this music on YouTube, and this music does wonders to your soul. And it's called I don't remember now. It's called pen music. It has gorgeous sounds. It's literally touches your soul, touches your heart, and it's very healing music. So music, and of course, it's not only this type of music. Of course, I love pop music. I love music from when I was young. I like Angelica Varum music. I love Natasha Korolyova music. I love pop music from like 80s and 90s. I love Beatles. I love Scorpions. And this music, it picks me up, you know. It makes me feel alive again. It makes me feel rested. So I have lots of playlists on my YouTube where I listen to specific music when I need something. I even have the music when I put my makeup on and do my hair, because this is the music, you know, that picks me up. So I find music, I find taking care of myself. Sleep works for me wonders. Just go to sleep an hour early. You know, don't go 10:30, go 9:30. It's gonna do wonders. You think it's just 1 hour, you're still gonna get up at 6:30 no matter what. I'm awake at 6:25 before my alarms go at 6:30. I'm 6:25, I'm up anyways. So I don't even put my alarm anymore, because I know no matter what, I'm gonna be like, my body's gonna be awake at 6:20. Like on Saturday, I like to sleep in. So if I'm up at 6:20, I still can go to bed and still can sleep until 8:30 probably on Saturdays. So sleep helps me. And there are a lot of things that can help you besides my coping mechanism. Your coping mechanism can be totally different, and that's okay. Just find your coping mechanism to release that stress. And again, for me, it's doing something with my hands. Oh my gosh. If you see me ironing, if you see me folding clothes, if you see me cleaning my kitchen 300 times, or going, you know, cleaning my basket, you know, like this basket is always a mess, because kids have a lot of those cups to take to school, you know, like water bottles and stuff like that. So go clean that basket. And if it's clean, it means like I had this anxiety attack. I needed to do something with my hands. And what else helps? A lot of herbal teas. You haven't seen my collection of teas, but I have tons of herbal teas. Like my whole collection of herbal teas and all kind of teas. I have tons, different for different occasion. What picks me up? I love fruity teas. Of course, it's caffeine free, and I love sleepy teas with all kind of herbs and valerian root. So I love those natural remedies that help me feel rested the next day, so I can be an energizer bunny again. It's been an hour. Thank you for cooking with me. What else? What else I plan to do? Okay, I'm gonna slice some celery to go on my salad, but I need to put my salad in the fridge so it can. Trying to find a little smaller. So I usually cook in a big bowl, but if I want to store it, it's better to store in a glass bowl. I have lots of different glass bowls. I love glass bowls. They're easy to clean. You can put them in the fridge, you know, and stuff like that. And of course, if you break them, you can buy new ones. So I love glass bowls for everything. This is my cooking bowl. It's easy because it has lots of space to mix stuff, and it's not breakable. But my glass bowls, if you want to store things overnight, your best and healthy bet will be the glass bowl, the glassware. So my coping skills, and again, if you talk to me 5 years ago, I wasn't that, you know, like smart. 5 years ago, I was an anxiety mess. I was a stress ball. I needed, you know, therapy, and I was a worry freak, and I was control freak. And of course, it comes with age, and it also comes with experience, and it also comes with, you know, it also comes with, I think, aging. Because aging, even if we're afraid of aging, we don't want to age, it takes over you. You start to listen to your body, you start to listen to the changes, and you start to be a little nicer to yourself. You start to care a little more about your health, about your where you are, which place you are mentally. You start to listening to your own needs. Your kids are a little older, they're more independent, they don't take as much as your time of your time they needed you before. So all of a sudden you start to get yourself back to yourself, and it's an amazing feeling. And I always tell people whose kids are young, I always tell people whose kids are like from babies to age 7 or 8, I always tell them, wait, it's coming. It's going to get easier. By age 9 or 10, when your kids are 9 or 10, they have siblings. They're going to be more helping each other. They're going to be more independent, packing their own lunches, taking care of their like homework, helping you around the kitchen, doing like simple chores around the house. So it gets better, because if you talk to me 5 years ago, I was a hot mess. I was a hot mess. I was always stressed. I was always cranky. I wasn't very healthy. I wasn't listening to my needs. I was too altruistic to make sure everybody's in, to please everybody. But now I taken such a good care of myself. I listen to my body. I know my coping mechanisms. Like, cilantro, look. I love cilantro. It smells like perfume to me. I love cilantro. I will just stand here and eat my cilantro. So I'm going to chop some cilantro for my salad. So don't be afraid to age, because with aging comes some advantages. Or with aging, you become a little more aware of what's going on, and you're not just a robot. You're not just somebody who has to take care of everybody. You know that you are a person. You can put your head up above the water and you say, hey, listen, life is nice. You can go back to your hobbies. You can go back to exercising. You can be yourself again, So I always tell people, be patient. If you have young kids, it's hard. I hear you. You put a lot of stress on you, making sure, you give them enough attention, because this first like 8 years of life are most important for their habits, for what they see around you, what role model in the family they see. But when they get older, when they get to teenage years, it does get better. There are different kind of troubles, the different kind of worries about girls having girls and hormones and like teenage crazy. But at least they're more independent. They can do like, I don't need to be there for their showers. I don't need to brush their hair all the time. I don't need to be there every second, picking their clothes and bringing their clothes and making sure they have fresh towels and stuff like that. They do everything. I was so crazy, I told my friend once, she didn't have kids, and we chat on the phone, and I told her that, when my kids take a bath, I literally go to the dryer and I heat up their towels. And she said, Kate, I never heard of people doing that. And I said, yeah, because they get out of the bath, they are very warm, and it's AC in the house. I don't want them to get cold, so I warm up their towels. And she talked to me and she said, you really doing that? I say, yeah, my kids are, like important to me. I want them to be warm and cozy. So I warm up their towels. And she said, I've never heard people doing that for kids. I said, yeah, I do it every single night when they take a bath. I go and I warm up their towels. And it was normal. It was not too hard for me. It was like common sense for me. It wasn't like anything extra. But she said, yes, it is extra, She said, nobody does it. Now I don't do that. And sometimes they ask me, Mom, can you heat up my towel? I say, yeah, okay, occasionally I'll do it as a treat. But when they were kids, when they're young, yes, I warmed up their towels. So what I'm trying to tell to people, it's going to get better at some point. And even with this month of May, I'm so happy to stay busy. I'm so happy to stay energetic, because again, my motto is the more you're moving, the more you're recharging your battery. If you just lay down on bed and be sorry for yourself, that's it. You'd rather be dead, because you're starting to, like, be sorry for yourself, and you start to find lots of conditions. You start to find everything hurts in your body, and that's it. When people stop working and people get retired, they get lost, and that's when they start to notice lots of diseases and lots of mental health issues and stuff like that. So I'd rather keep busy. I'm not going to change my lifestyle to anything else. I still love working. I still like socializing at work. And we took this wonderful trip with my coworkers. We went to Kennedy Space Center, and it was amazing. If you haven't seen my videos from Kennedy Space Center, I had this special footage. There was a big rocket, Falcon 9. It was transported to the launch pad, and we were right there driving in the bus for our tour, and we saw that rocket going to the launch pad. So yesterday, that rocket was going to space, and we saw it with our own eyes. And for me, it's amazing. It's amazing what I can see, what I can feel, all this, emotions I go through. They keep me alive. They keep me interested. They keep me wondering, how cool people are to send, rockets to space and to explore the space and stuff like that. So I always think about bigger things, not just, cooking and keeping everybody alive. I think about how people are inspired to choose to do something big in life, how people got those engineering degrees, how we live in, like, next to this, space, Kennedy Space Center, and we can see rockets going to sky, to space very often. How I work in the research university, where this big research supports all this, big space industries, all this technology companies. So I'm in the middle of it. I'm very excited to be here, and it's not only something grand, it's also everyday life. And when you start accepting that your everyday life is not inevitable, you don't have slaves, you don't have servants. Well, I do have a helper who comes and cleans my house. Tomorrow is a cleaning lady coming, and I'm already panicking. If she comes, I have to put all my stuff away, so she doesn't need to put my stuff away. She just needs to clean the floors and the toilets. And before the cleaning lady comes, I clean again for her to not to clean too much, So I do have a helper, but other than that, I control what we eat. I control buying my own groceries, because I like, to touch everything and to buy the good, fresh things. And I like to cook because I can control my sodium intakes, I can control my fat intakes, and I can control my fiber intakes. I can control what I put in my mouth. And it used to be a chore for me to cook, because, when I'm thinking, oh, what I'm going to cook, kids don't eat this, kids don't eat that. But my kids are eating very good now. They, they both eat lots of veggies, lots of fruits. They eat, like, lean protein, whatever we eat. They don't eat fish, but I'm working on it, Maybe at some day they're going to eat fish, but for now they don't eat seafood. But, they eat, like, vegetable sushi, they eat rice. So I'm happy how, they started to eat a little better. So at least I control that part, what my kids eat, what my husband eats. And it's very rewarding experience. It's not a chore anymore. It's more like a coping mechanism, because I can keep my, my hands busy, because I can film now, I share with people on YouTube what I cook. And it gives me a sense of meaning, It gives me that I'm not just a, stress ball. I'm not just a person who works every day like a robot. It gives me meaning. I see a lot of meaning behind all of my actions. I see the well-being of my family. I see the well-being of my kids. I see how my husband appreciates me, and he gives me good gifts, and he, tells me good words of love every day. And I think it's a very rewarding experience. So what I tell to people, that if you feel stressed, it's okay to feel stressed. It's okay to feel overwhelmed, but never try to drown Never try to drown in that feeling. Always try to find the words to lift your, not the words, always try to find the actions and coping mechanisms to lift you up, to get you out of this, like stressful situation or unpleasant events or some, always try something that works for you to relax, to recharge your battery, to take better care of yourself, to get your mind off, even for 30 minutes. Go for a walk and take your mind off something, and make yourself interested in something else. Don't try to drown in your problems and your stress all the time. I have a lot on my plate this May. I haven't even shopped for my daughter's Christmas birthday decorations, but it always somehow falls in place because I'm staying organized. I put my alarms for everything. I put everything on my calendar. I put reminders. And I even have training. On top of the closing of the year, I picked the training for like some supervisional certificate, like a new training they suggest for managerial positions like mine. So I picked the training. So this week I had to do 2 trainings, 3 hours each online, on top of all my other work tasks. But, I found my coping mechanism and I told myself it's doable. Like 2 weeks, even this Saturday when I go relax my friend, I'm not going to remember about all this stress. I'm not going to remember how I had to terminate people and how I had to tell them we let them go, And it's all going to fall in place somehow. It's more about your attitude. It's more about your reactions to things. And again, I try to teach my kids, it's not going to be perfect all the time. It's not going to be always like you want it or you plan it. You have to deal with adjusting. You have to deal with coping. You have to be flexible. And if you can't cope and you're not flexible, you can't just lay down and be sorry for yourself and just, melt down. You can melt down for a little bit, but you have to find mechanism to perk you up, to lift you up. So again, walking, exercise, good food, doing something with your hands, hobbies, socializing, come up with something to look forward to. That's my coping mechanism too. If I know we're going to see my favorite beach on the Gulf and me and my friend going for the pedicures, it's something to look forward to. Make it special. Make it not just regular pedicure. It's going to be a fun pedicure with champagne, sitting with your friend on Saturday before the Mother's Day, talking about how cool of mothers we are, how beautiful and smart our girls are, sharing all this nice and fancy place we're going to go. Try to look forward to something. Try to make this anticipation fun. Try to be excited about things that come in your way. And again, this wine quest every year, we love it. We meet the same people. We love to chat with them. I love to dress up. I might buy a new dress, or I might wear something I wore to Las Vegas. I'm planning to wear those, the outfit I wore to Las Vegas. I haven't worn it in a while, so maybe I'll wear it. I'll try it. If it still fits me nicely, I'm planning what to wear, so I get myself excited. And this is a part of my coping mechanism of stress. So thank you for cooking with me. Here is my cilantro. It smells so good. I'm going to add it to my salad. It's going to be 8. Already 8. My kid is coming from gymnastics, so I have to wrap up the stream. Thank you for cooking with me. Thank you for being with me. Let me just decorate my plate maybe. And today we got a good news. So me and my husband, I'm looking for my husband to celebrate the good news. So hopefully maybe we can even drink some champagne. Let me put my chicken. Ой, какой красивый чикен, потрясающий. Окей. Let me put my salad. And I'm gonna say goodbye, and we're gonna have dinner. Окей, красивая тарелочка для вас. Сейчас для вас, хозяйка. So try to find your coping mechanism in anything you like to do. And don't, and it's all about your attitude, you know. Don't think that, you know, cooking is always a chore. You know, pretend cooking is meditation. You know, pretend cooking is the act of love, you know. Pretend cooking is like dancing in the kitchen, you know. Take yourself these positive stories about experiences. Don't try to look at it as the chore. And your mind will be, смотрите, как красиво. Your mind will be fooled, you know, if you fool yourself and you tell, hey, you can cook, you know, experiment. If you're not gonna try, you're not gonna know how good of a cook you are, right? Смотрите, какая красота. Chicken and salad. Yay. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you for watching me. Please share your thoughts about your coping mechanism, about the stress. What is the busy months for you? I think I talked about December being busy, but again, for me, it's December and May, and then I will be looking forward to my birthday in August. So June, July is going to be just more relaxed, and I'm going to take it easy. And at work, it's not going to be that busy. So I might take a few days off here and there because my girl's going to have summer break, and we might do something together. Something to look forward to. Thank you for cooking with me this beautiful dinner. I love you all. Thank you for supporting my channel. Kate B, subscribe. Please write me comments. Whatever you want, you can criticize me, you can share your mechanism of coping, you share your hobbies, you can write whatever you want. Just, you know, try to be nice. Thank you. Have a good day. Have a good evening, and have a good rest of your week. Love you all. Bye-bye. Thank you for being with me. Kate B.